Hey, beautiful people. Welcome back to another episode with us. We're the best couple podcasts. I hope everyone knows that. I don't know why I said that. You guys know who we are, yeah? I hope you do. I hope you do by now. The crazy couple. It's bloody freezing. And this man doesn't put the heating on. I'm so cold.
I wasn't even ready, but she just started. But
you
that's
did that
okay.
to me last time.
Oh, okay.
You did that and I
That's
wasn't
fine.
ready.
So I was just sitting down and getting ready, but it just went, okay. Fair
It's
enough.
freezing. It's so cold in this house. And you won't put the heating on.
No, it's not because of that. The reason why I didn't put the heating on, before I do that, I just want to quickly check to see if I put the sound on this. Sorry, guys.
So we're not organised.
No, we just started doing other work. Well, we started doing a TikTok and talking to everyone. It was supposed to be a brief one.
But
whilst
we
I was
enjoy
preparing
it so
this.
much. And we end up staying on for at least 2 hours.
2 hours it ended up being. So it was going to be a brief one while Street was getting ready and I was going to set all this up. Yeah, so what was I going to say?
I really don't know. But I was just saying, it's cold. It's freezing.
Oh, it's cold. Yeah. The reason why not putting the heating on is because we got lights on in this room. And as we sit here talking, it ends up getting...
really hot.
It
did you
gets
feel
really
like
hot.
you really had to explain that?
Yeah, because really you keep on saying that.
I'm joking. It's
about
just
3
a
or 4
joke.
times.
Why do you take it so personally?
And then it gets
having a dig at you?
really, really hot. And yeah.
You are okay. You've got like holes in your top.
I've got holes in my top to like let in some... Yeah, but I need... Yeah. And another thing, I was going to change my top, but then I thought, yeah, that's the beauty of doing a podcast and working for yourself. You can wear what you want. I could have been here in my underpants. And the thing is, with the podcast, I could have just put the audio up and it still would have been okay. No one would have known. I mean, I'm just wondering, do you think many people who do the podcast actually sit there with just like, their pajamas on, their underpants?
Well, you don't see the bottom half. You can with us. So
I think because we do the video one. But anyway, yeah, I was going to change my top because
he did ask me. He was like, I've got a hole in my top. Do you think anyone can see? I said, I don't think anyone cares less. You know what I mean? I don't think you care less. Like, no,
I don't care less. I'm at home. And like I said, it doesn't bother me. So.
But it's getting cold, guys. And it's like you don't want to go out, but you do want to go out. It's one of those.
I don't want to go out.
You don't. I felt like I want to go out, but then not today. But like, the coming events coming up, like do things.
I don't mind going out for Christmas.
But it's
while the events
freezing, it's freezing. And I keep saying it's freezing. Haven't got nothing else to say. I've got lots to say. I've got lots to say. First of all, one thing I do want to say is I didn't say this to you.
I'm going to let her talk.
So, weird enough, I had a chill day today. I've had a chill day, got up and done some stuff. And
sorry for interrupting. You had a chill day yesterday as well.
Yeah, we'll get to that.
And today.
We'll get to that.
Okay. Yeah.
So I've had a chill day. And I've been upstairs most of the day just chilling, doing my bit. And this man has like gone shopping for us. And he went to pick up the son. But obviously he's been doing other things as well. But I tell you something, Steve. Like, he went to pick up Veed, our son. I come down the stairs, I went into the kitchen, and I wish my phone was, I wish you were there. I wish my phone was there because I was bloody gobsmacked. I'm never going to forget this moment. I walked into the kitchen. I was like, what fairy's been in here? The kitchen looked spotless. And when I mean spotless, it was a better job than what I would do. Like, I was so shocked. Like, everything is put away. Everything is clean. Everything is normal. There's no grime. There's no nothing. He's cleaned the cooker. The floor looks brushed. The only thing is there's a bit of, like, table he could have cleaned up as well. There's a tiny bit. But I have never seen it so clean when he's been in the kitchen. So he's not only he's been shopping, he's picked up the kid. He's also cleaned up the kitchen fully. And it's mind-blowing because he's never done that before. Or if he has, he's just done a shitty little job. And I'm going to moan about it because don't wash the dishes if you're not going to wash them properly. Like, there's no point you washing them and it's always me washing. So honestly, I went in there and I was like, I stood there for a while, Kenny. I was like, oh, what? I turned around like I did
I'm just shocked by the compliment.
No, and I'm shocked. It's because all this time.
What do you want?
No.
Yeah.
Shut up. Don't act like that.
I'm only joking.
So all this time, you have just basically
damn.
Doing half an effort. Not even half an
bathroom
effort.
as well. Clean toilet and the sink as well.
And this is one thing he loves. I've noticed as well when we go on any kind of live. He
I
likes to talk about everything he's
I
done.
wasn't going to. Today was just basically to push your buttons.
Because it
was
feels like he
basically, I
likes to
went,
get the
hey guys, she's just been sitting and chilling now. Don't, no. Today it was
applause
just
and
like, no.
maybe it's because I don't give
But
him. I
that
do.
clearly you didn't see. So
I haven't been in
that's
there.
why. But yeah.
So I was so honestly, I was in the kitchen for ages, like, like
Oh,
no,
that-
and I'm also a bit annoyed because it shows that you've actually just purposely don't do it. You do half a job. I couldn't fault anything other than the two little spots of Ribena, whatever it was,
it was
on the table. There was a bit on the table, but I was just shocked.
okay.
So why have all these years that you just do half and you like? It's just because you feel like you like me to moan, so you've got something to talk about.
I think every husband's like that. It just like makes you feel like you're being loved by your wife. You know, like if you don't moan like for a day or a week, then there's something missing in the house. The house is too quiet and we get awkward. It's just like the same as a compliment. Oh my God, you done something amazing. And we're like, our eyes were like, what? I did something
Swear,
nice.
I was
I
like
did
this.
something good.
I was in the kitchen like this, like turning around and around,
See,
like what the hell?
guys don't get that either. You know, so you know when you get it, you just like going, brownie points. Oh my gosh, special treatment.
No.
Oh my gosh.
Whatever.
What am I gonna get?
No, I feel like you like do it on purpose because it makes you feel like when you were younger, you know, the attention you finally got is when you got told off.
No. Thing is, yeah, maybe.
No, because you can do it, but you just don't want to do it because you want to be told off or something. It's I don't know, is it a fetish you all have or something?
Fetish.
I don't know that we
That
get
isn't
told
my
off. We've been
fetish.
seen.
I've got
Is that-
other fetishes and other fantasies, but not that.
It's like we get seen. We're naughty. Get told off.
Don't mind me naughty and being told off, but not in that kind of way.
No, honestly, I just don't get it. We've been married for 20, guys, if you're new here, 25 years. This has blown my
It's
mind.
going to be 26 years. Well, we're 25 and a half married, but we've been together longer.
It's blown my mind on how the kitchen is looking. He's never, ever.
Okay, are we just going to...
No, we're not. But what we're going to end with this subject, okay, then fine. Like,
I'm glad.
That's
I'm
his
glad
standard.
I made you happy.
If it's me who's got you to that standard after 26 years, that's what I want from now on. I don't expect anything less. I know what you're capable of. If you do anything less than that, I will be well vexed.
Is that the same capability that you did with my trousers when we first got married?
I don't iron your clothes.
I know you don't. You never have.
You know the story beyond that.
Yeah, but they don't.
We can talk about that.
Yeah, why not?
We can come back to that.
Okay.
Or shall we? We'll just talk about it. Okay. So basically, when we first got married, Steve, I wanted to be the good. See, this is a thing with me. I was a people pleaser. I still am. I feel like I still am. But back then, I wanted to be that like goody two shoes bride, the body that kind of wants to do everything for the husband.
You do know that we have people from all
Yeah,
over
so
listening, so
just
you don't have to say the body.
The wife,
Not everyone.
the good wife who does
Some people don't
everything for
understand.
a husband. Like, and he'd gone into the bathroom, he was about to have a shower and stuff. I said, give me your trousers, let me iron them for you.
No, she didn't say that. She just did it.
Okay, I
Sorry.
just did it
I know
for
I'm
you.
interrupting, but yeah, you just
What
did it.
does it make any difference, even if it is? Are you
Yeah,
like to do
because
that?
then
Why?
it's like, because I didn't want you to do it. I wouldn't have gave it you because I did not want
Well,
you
I
to
don't
iron my
remember that
clothes.
clearly. Whether I just found them and I thought I'd do it for you, put them on the side. I don't know. I just did them, but I burnt them.
Yeah.
Okay, that's
So
it.
I came out and she went, oh, guess what? I decided to iron your trousers. I was like, I iron my own clothes. I always have. I've always ironed my own clothes. And she went, yeah, but I thought it would be nice that if I did them for you, just newlywed. And I went, okay. She goes, but I burnt them. And I was like, firstly, I didn't ask you to. And secondly, so you did it. And instead of going, oh, I've done something for you, you burnt my trousers.
I'm sorry.
And that's it. That was the
thought
last.
that counts.
That was the first and last time she ever ironed. I mean, to be honest, I always ironed my clothes even before that.
You've
I think
always
it was because I think I learned or I enjoyed doing it because I don't know if other people's fathers were like this. My father would be a workaholic. Well, my mum worked as well, right? So they both work, but it was always like he'll come and in after he's had a shower, he's got ready. He'll like going, "Can you iron these?"
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say in Indian, but you know, in Indian Punjabi,
When
he
you
would
told
say,
me these stories,
and he'll just like put them on the floor and like iron these for me, and it was like her job to do, and I just looked at it and I thought, you know what, that ain't gonna be my wife's job.
so I would punch you in the face if you ever. Done
Okay,
that.
but I didn't think that
No,
at
you
that
wouldn't.
point.
I know, but like it's just so. Just
but
when
there's
you're here, you
still-
tell me. I just makes
There's still
my
men.
blood crawl.
There's still. I'm not saying all men or like Indian men, but it was. I went to places like other relatives'
There's
homes,
no respect.
and it was like it's the woman's job
Yeah, there's
to
no.
cook, the woman's job to iron, the woman's job to look after the
The
kids.
woman just basically has no respect at all. Like,
But it wasn't just, and okay, you
Well,
know,
she's
like I can
spoken to.
understand, like even now you have okay, the man's going to work and that's his role, and that the woman's doing this, and some people are happy with that. But my mum was working as well on top, so she was working. So it was like, well, okay, everything at the home should also be divided.
yeah.
Because it's not like she's sitting at home; she's actually working. She's working in the same factory as him. So she's working in the same factory as him.
There's a
And
lot.
they're working with metal and like saucepans and stuff like that. So I worked really hard, catching a bus here, catching a bus back, or whatever, until they got a car. And so I remember that. And then, but the attitude, it was like not even asking politely,
One
can
of
you
those
just,
men who like
it was just
throw
like
the weight about.
like that. And I just looked at myself, and even as a kid, and I went, I don't want to be like him.
Yeah.
And and not only that, I don't want my mum doesn't need to do it. Like, it was like, I need to learn. I mean, I burnt my leg ironing. I ended up like, one thing, guys, if any youngsters out here,
Don't iron with your
I
clothes
mean,
on.
I was probably about 9, 10 or something like that. And I had just my underpants on, because I was going to say boxer shorts, but I'm sure I'd never had boxer shorts then. Must have been my underpants on. And I decided to iron, and I ended up like, touching
Your
like
leg.
my thigh, and ended up just like getting this like burn and like pus coming out and
Oh my
everything
God, it must have been that
afterwards. And
bad.
it was really bad.
I was
I was
gonna-
like, and then I didn't want to tell. When you don't want to tell anyone because you're thinking I'm going to get another, what the heck were you doing that for? So
Yeah.
he's like, oh, so.
I thought he was going to say he
No,
tried to
sorry.
iron himself whilst he was wearing the clothes.
Oh, no, I didn't do that. No, I was ironing the, whatever I was ironing, but I only had my underpants. So I was probably on the floor sitting there and like ironing, and I ended up touching the
Do you know what?
hot iron
The
on my
reason I
leg.
say that is because I've actually done that once, and it's the worst.
Ironing whilst you had the clothes
It was
on.
sorry.
You
So
are.
it was just one crease in it. So I had it on. I was like, that crease is really big, and I pulled the sari out, and I was trying to steam it that way, and it's a steam that got to my leg. Remember when I had that big scar for ages?
Oh my God.
Yeah, it was a dumb move, and it was a painful move.
Sweet, and I've also got another thing in common whilst we were talking about these things, and okay, I'll
I
bring
never
that
know
up.
what you're gonna say.
But I was gonna say, but that's what happened. I always say to Sweet, did you burn those trousers on purpose so you never had to
I forgot what
iron my clothes ever again? But like I said, I never asked. But we got a bit of my childhood. I think I've always grown up each time going, I don't want to be like my father. Maybe that's why I drink.
I
'cause
would
my
never
father
allow
didn't
you to
drink.
be like him.
Well, I go, well, he doesn't drink, so yeah, I don't want to be like him. I'll drink.
And plus, I want to take him what your mum did. I would have punched you in the face. I would have told you to do one.
I just thought it was uncalled for. One thing is asking your partner, can you do? I mean, the amount of times I never say to you, can you iron this whilst you're at it, or can you iron Veer or anyone else or the girls?
No, okay.
But you many times, I'm not saying in a bad way, you many times would just go, can you iron Veer's as well, or can you iron the girls as well, or mine as well? And I do it, don't I?
If you let me talk now.
Sorry.
But yeah, that is true. First of all, I do get him, like, if he's ironing anyway, I'll say, can you iron this son's shirt for school or something? You've never given me something of yours to iron. And I don't know whether that's obviously because he says it is because it's the first time I ever ironed it.
No. I just prefer. I don't think, I'm happy.
You always bring up that story though, every time.
No, I'm just like thinking there's many guys out there who still expect, because even on TikToks, when we talk to people and we say, look, this is when back then, our kids are in their 20s. Back then, when we got married, we were together 25, 26 years ago, that was happening then. And what we realize now, doing our TikToks, certainly when guys come onto our TikTok, we've got loads of lovely women. Don't get me wrong, there's lovely men as well. And you can see, and, well brought up, adjusting with times and stuff like that, and respecting women. But you got so many, I'm going to say, idiot guys who are still stuck in this backwards, thinking because of the way that they've been brought up. And these girls, there's girls in their 20s and stuff like that going, they're still like this. It's like, they still have picked up this from, fine, okay, their father was like this, but at least the mother could say, look how this guy talks to me or how he is with me. Do you really want to be like this? I don't like it.
Yeah.
How do you feel when he, but they still no, do this. This is their job. This is their role. So nothing's changed.
Okay, it hasn't changed, and I never iron your clothes. I never have done since ever. Honestly, I don't think there's ever been a moment that I've ironed Steve's clothes. And weird enough, you're saying that's your childhood memory with ironing. You have told me that story before many times, and I used to get really wound up because I can just see him just throwing his weight about. Yeah, iron mine clothes was a bit better be
Did your
done.
dad iron his own then?
My dad didn't iron his own clothes, but I think I have seen my dad iron. To be honest, yes, he has.
Okay.
And secondly, from that was your childhood kind of thing. You always remember, and I think we all did with me and ironing. I feel like I have a trauma. It's not. I wouldn't say a trauma, but I just never liked ironing because my Friday evening would be me sitting there with a whole basket full of everyone's freaking clothes. And it would be every
No
Friday.
wonder she meant mine.
Every Friday.
I ain't doing yours. I've been doing all these lots. Not doing yours. Sod you.
And the funny is that we never used to have an ironing board. So it would be the table that you're ironing on. You'd get the cloth, it would be bed covers or something, fold it over a million times on the table or a towel. And I'm there, and it's not easy. And the worst is when it comes to Asian clothing. So when it's a suit or something, so your mom's suit, it's not easy to iron, and you've got to get the crisp iron, like the creases in and the junyan. They take for ages. And I'd have to do everybody. So we got, shirts and.
Street doesn't iron now.
So it really put me off, and I do not iron. I have never ironed. I iron, but I have never had a day. You know how people have normal days where they just call it an ironing day, and they'll sit there and watch TV. F that. That would never happen in my household. I find it so sad. I iron as I go along if I need something.
I do
because even if I do iron, I'm sure I'm going to have to iron it again. It's going to get that crease.
I wonder if other people could rate or do the same.
But yeah, exactly. But I don't know how people sit there and have like 2 to 3 hours.
Some people think it's like therapy, and not only that, it's like time out. They can watch something and do it. It's fine. But like Sweet said, amount of times that if we were going out or something, and at one point I ironed. I thought, okay, I'll do that. I iron a fair few things so I don't have to do them. And then what you realise, you put one shirt on, nah, I ain't wearing that. You put something else on, nah, I'm not wearing that. And you realise that once you hang it back, it's not the same anyway, so you got to re-iron it.
We're not those neat people that everything is great in our cupboards. And I wish we were.
Wash everything, once it's dried, chuck it in there. When you want to wear something, you pick it out, and guess what? Iron it then.
Maybe that shows what people are like that, looking into someone's cupboard, you'll know what their lifestyle is like. If they're so neat that they're actually, that's what they're like. They're like, they look after themselves very well, and their life is so organized. Whereas I throw everything in my cupboard. I can't iron it. I'll have to iron it when I'm wearing it. So it's that for me. I feel like it has been because of childhood, like having to iron everyone's clothes every Friday night. It put me off. My kids' clothes when they needed it growing up, school uniforms, everything was done a night before. If we're going on a wedding, everything's done a night before or whenever, like on the day. And just don't. And I'm always going to be, I don't think I'd ever change that as well. I don't think I'd ever change that and think, I want to be a bit more organized because I like it that way.
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with it. It's crazy.
And I'm just wondering what, in other people's homes, I think this is probably the subject matter that would be quite interesting in the sense of in people's homes now, depending on what age group you are, we're in our 40s. So if you're in your 40s, 50s, 60s, or even younger, if you're married or you're just living with someone, what are your thoughts and opinions on it? Because the amount of people that come onto our TikTok, they still how, like we had a conversation about like wedding cards. It's always the man and his family. No one puts the woman's name down.
Yeah.
And many of the women said it does offend us because it feels like we're not,
I knew they would get offended because you think I'm the only woman who would get offended with that.
But I mean, even now to the point where regardless of how things have changed, because we were saying that, that people have evolved, times changed, things are improving. From when we expected guys and men and women to be equal in whatever they do or choosing, I am going to go to work and be the breadwinner. Some people like that, don't they? And women will say, I'm happy to be at home and make, cook and this, that, and the other.
Yeah.
But those roles are specific, But what I'm trying to say is back then it was like women were also, your mum was also working, women were also working, but they were still expected to do all those roles.
Yeah.
Like in your
situation. But they didn't see it as work because they're working from home. That's how.
Oh, your mum probably did. Mine
No,
didn't.
my mum obviously probably did.
Yeah.
My mum knew it was work,
But my mum
the
also
father
cooked.
probably didn't. He was like, "You're at home."
Yeah,
And
but my mum also obviously had to come
you
and
don't have
cook
to go
and
because
cook
you're
for
not leaving the house.
yeah, and cook for my mum went out, then came back, and then also cooked for us. But what I mean is, regardless of your situation, your mum used to have to cook your dad's food right there, fresh. Like my dad's was like, was a bit different in that sense. As I recall, I mean, unless my mum said something otherwise, as I recall, she used to like cook and then she'll just like wrap it up. She'll wrap it up in tin foil
Yeah,
and
the
then
same.
wrap it up in tea towel, like roti, something like that, and then put it in like a tub kind of thing. You can eat it later, or I think, or sometimes my gran used to make it or whatever. But it used to be like that, and then you'll just heat it up. But I think that started happening once like microwaves started coming and stuff. But your dad still wanted it fresh right there, right then. Otherwise, he's not touching it.
Off the cover, yeah.
And straight, he'll just leave mine. I'll let you mine the next day if it has to be the case.
I'll tell him to do one as well. You
No,
think I'm going to
but
stand there
you-
making you fresh
you
off the
never
cover?
had to say
No, exactly,
do one.
exactly.
No.
But I'm expecting women to do that as well.
And I
Be
didn't
that
expect my mum and them lot to do that. It's got to be fresh. We just like went, okay, it's made, even if it was like a pronto. You
like
know,
they have
whatever
this-
it is, you reheat it and eat it.
authority because we're the men and we go out to work and we expect this for us, and it's not even niceness. Or even if someone said it nice, you probably wouldn't mind doing it. You know what I mean? Do the shirt, make the roti because he likes it hot. Yeah, they're not like you've said it with love, but no, not even that. It's like thrown in your face.
Yeah,
think
it's
that's
like
not
that's your
nice.
job, that's your role, and I am royalty.
Yeah,
I'm going to
yeah,
be treated in a certain way.
So there's so many things that still go on, and I think it just baffles us because we've moved so forward
Yeah.
from it, and we don't really speak. So when people speak to us and tell us all this stuff, we're like, oh my god!
And we get taken back because people are looking at us, and
And yet our kids think we're backwards,
yeah,
and we're like, huh? Like they have no idea what it would be like living in an Asian household, like these kind of things.
yeah.
Especially in this generation, how they are.
I don't know if this is it just the Asian household or is it in everyone? That's the other thing.
Yeah.
I think like if there's listeners here, is it just the Asian thing that you've been brought up like that, or is it men in every household who more or less thinks that it's still, even if the woman this day and age is going to work, has a career, that it's her job to cook, clean, look after the kids, or is it like some people, not all, but many are sort of adapting and changing? I don't think it's all. I just think that there's some who are still happy to hold on to that so they don't, you know what I mean? They've been brought up like that and they just think it's the norm. That conversation I had earlier when we were on TikTok Live, that growing up in certain cultures, certain traditions or certain ways, that you basically, because you're not thinking for yourselves, people have told you, this is the way.
Yeah.
This is how it's always been. This
Yeah.
is how we do things.
Yeah.
And you go, okay. And you do it.
Yeah.
You don't think for yourself. You don't think, is this right or is this wrong? I don't like dad treating my mum like that. I don't care if this is traditional culture or, the way it is. I can see that it's not fair. I would, like me on the ironing thing.
This is why our parents' generation didn't want us mixing in with other people for us to start thinking differently. They wanted us to stay like. I believe, like, even like you were saying that your dad didn't want you to go to uni, or he used to put people down who went to uni.
Yeah, because
like,
he just thought you'll go to uni and you're going to see other people, you're going to learn
That's
other
what they used to
things,
think.
and you're going to feel more better than me or more advanced
Yeah.
than me. You're going to come
It's
back
like-
here telling me how to be.
Of course it is,
I
because if
don't
you
want
think
that.
about it, I used to get told, oh, you shouldn't dress in a certain way because when you come to our house, our daughter-in-law wants to dress that way as well. Like she never used to dress like this, these kind of things. So
After you married,
yeah,
obviously, when you was come back.
Yeah,
going back.
so it's like they want to keep everything the same.
Everything has to remain the same. Therefore, we need people who are going to be married and
Who are just
thinking,
like us.
thought just like us,
Yes.
fits in. And so basically, no one's coming in and going, I want to make a change because that. But it's okay to make a change when it suits them.
Yeah.
That's the thing that we're talking about. That when people, just do what they have always done, like, don't think for themselves, don't do things, and just going, they know what they're doing, regardless of questioning them. Doesn't matter how educated your parents are or what, you know what I mean? What is it that, makes them so important that they know these answers. No one's gone, why is this? Why should we do this? Why should we go to that person's house? Why should we talk to that person? Why should we do these certain
You're
things?
scared to
You
have
just
a
like
voice. I
thought,
think.
okay, they know what they're doing and we've got to do it. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's like not having to be able to have that say, I think, is like being afraid. Like you won't.
But then
And
they
if you do, is that they're not like us?
Yeah.
I think we were like that. That's why we were like, we didn't fit in because we always were different towards different. You know what I mean?
Yeah. We questioned it.
Yeah.
And each
Some
time we're
things
going,
were-
but why are we doing that for?
What's the reason for
And,
that?
and
Explain.
at that time, it was just
Doesn't make
like,
sense.
they'll just go, shush. You know what I mean? It's just, it is.
You don't
And you're
need
like
to know.
going, so you have to give me an explanation.
But
You're just
we
telling
do
me
need to know, because
this-
if we were kind of carry on this tradition with
this
our
is-
own children.
This is what people do. This is what everyone does. But
why? Very
You
questionable.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's the thing. You know, as a student in school, you'd want to ask the teacher. Like, teacher gives you some work, you know, like something, and tells you something. You go in, and that's what happens in schools. They just keep on telling you, and you're taking it in, and many of them ain't got questioning. But why?
And it's not even nice.
Why is this good or why is this important? Why does it matter?
It's all with dabka as well. They all shout as well. It's always like, you don't need to know.
And that's what many people do. And then you know what they do is when they grow
Because
older,
they haven't got the answers themselves, I don't think.
No.
Or they don't know how to explain it.
yeah, they probably, if we haven't asked them, they weren't going to ask anyone either.
They're just carrying on the
They
same
just think that this is how it
generational.
works.
Yeah.
But then I did say, what also happens is, you know, like if you say, I want to change something and do things differently, they'll say no. But then somebody, you know, like, you know, it doesn't matter if it's weddings or if kids are born or if birthdays or whatever it might be. It's all right for the elder generation or people turning around and going, we want to adjust things, culture, tradition, things like that. Because we moved with the times, and you're going, well, who made you important to, like, you know, going, it's okay for you to adjust this,
Yeah.
but we can't adjust this.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And but the thing is, I'm just like, it just carries on that the fact that there's still people now that come on our TikTok in their 20s and 30s, and they're going, it's still happening now.
Yeah.
All these things, nothing's changed.
It isn't. And you know, even when you're not,
We
this
thought
is-
it was. We actually don't know. You know, we thought it was.
the thing is, and as changing this subject as well, because we can stay on this topic forever. But the same again, we don't know. But when we're on TikTok, we find out everything. Like today we're on TikTok, and you know, this is the second time it's happened, and it's crazy because you never know who's watching you with different names, different profiles, what have you, and leaving. You know, when you're doing a live today was a bit. Although I already know, thankfully, because if I didn't know, I think, you know, it would have been a bit of like, what? There's some bad news that I was told a couple of days ago by my daughter anyway. She found out that, you know, there's been a death in the family, but obviously that with myself and my circumstances, I don't talk to people. I don't talk to any side of the families. And finding that out was like a bit of a relief because I didn't really see that message that you saw earlier today, did I? You told me afterwards.
I saw, yeah.
But it's quite like, even though we're not involved in people's lives and stuff.
You know, the weird thing is, you know, families' death messages, this isn't the first time. It's like weird. It's like we're working. A TikTok live isn't us like just sitting there, you know, just like thinking, okay, we're free, we got nothing else to do, let's just go on there. We're content creators, we're YouTubers, we do podcasts. We interact with our audience. We give our time because they give us their time.
Yeah.
They're valuable to us because, you know, it's important. It's not just about, oh, we post something and they come and watch it. We want to be able to be present so they can ask us, we engage.
Yeah.
They know our true self, not what we just portray.
Yeah.
So how it is. But instead of sending us
a DM,
private messages and all that.
I just find it so
they on
stupid.
live TikToks, the amount of times they get like, you know, someone's passed away in your family. Yeah, they all know our stories.
We don't know who they are.
We don't know who's sending the
us,
stories, who's creating their accounts. But it's like weird. It's like,
yeah, it's a difference. Like, you know how we brought our kids up. My daughter texts you instead of texting me. She's asking her father first of all, Dad, do you know who so and so is? I've just found out this. Is he related to Mom? Yeah. Because if he is, this is what I've found out.
And do you think it's a good idea for...
And that's what you call a caring, considerate, you know, person. My daughter is so caring.
I don't want to hurt her feelings and say something and she doesn't know him. But then at the same time, I believe, do you think it's...
Then when he told me, I was like, oh my God, what? And, you know, I was just taken from it all. first, and then she had found out how he's related to me, and she's texted me now saying, "Mom, I'm sorry I didn't text you first. I just didn't want to. I didn't know how your day's been. I didn't want to add something on top."
Yeah.
You know, and I was just like, what a beautiful soul that is, and this is how. And then you've got people on TikTok like thinking they're telling you something that you need to know, and it's thinking the thinking, it's not the place, is it? And it's like the same. It's the same thing. The mentality is just like we're away from it, but we still get sucked into it because even though we're doing what we're doing, and we don't even know who these people are.
Yeah.
You know?
And things like these
And
ain't
they
going to
don't
change.
think
People ain't
it's
going to
like,
change.
why wouldn't they think like just inbox the person and tell them? You know, if you think I need to know, tell them in front of everyone. Don't you think I want to question who are you? Like, who are you? And it's happened twice to us, and there's no running away from it. So we're saying we've taken ourselves out of the equation.
You take yourself out of everything that's going on. Going, okay, did you know if these people were in our lives or we had any contact or interaction, wouldn't we know?
Yeah.
These people have to, like, you know,
but they're not. That thought in that person says if they
or
don't
do it in a private manner.
Yeah, the
personal.
thought.
If it's a personal thing and something close, that certainly in that sort of situation, there's a different way of communicating.
Say if I didn't know, but say that I didn't know, and the weirdest thing is I did know, but I didn't even see this message. You saw it. I didn't see. I don't know why I skimmed past it. Maybe my mind told me to skim past it. Maybe I was already defensive. Already know.
It was a fair
I had a feeling that it was going to happen, but I didn't think it was going to be from someone randomly I didn't know, because I have had people just coming on and writing stuff that I don't need to know about and stuff. But I don't know whether my mind automatically just kind of dismissed it. But just imagine I didn't know, and how that would have made me feel. Like, doesn't the other person think that? Like, shit, she's on. That's alive. She's actually alive.
Yeah,
Don't they think beforehand?
And it's like this. No one else would go to someone else's job.
Hurt someone's feelings.
No one else would go to someone, because this is our job and this is our work. No one else would go to someone else's job and just turn up and go, "Hey, by the way, so and so just passed away."
Did anyone interact with this person? By the way, no. You know, it's just.
But I'm just
weird.
saying, nobody does that, do they? They don't go to someone else's job and just go, "Hey, by the way, just let you know, so and so passed away."
While you're working.
No one's going to do that.
So it's crazy. As much as you want to, like, you know, it's hard, this whole way of living and thinking and people. It doesn't matter, even if you take yourself away from it all, it follows you, especially with what we're doing. And yeah, it was like I had a great day yesterday. And although I know of this situation and what everything that's going on, it's in the back of my head. Like, I'm having to learn to deal with it in such a different way now to what I would have years ago.
Yeah.
Like, you know, this has happened once before, and there's nothing I could do about it, you know. And but I think I was very much emotional, very, very too much. There was it was just, God, I can't believe that. I was actually rethinking about that yesterday whilst I was out in the car. I was like, shit, the state that I got into, and yet I didn't really know this person that much. But like the one time it's happened before when there's been a death,
right.
But the state that I got into, but this person, he's very close.
Yeah.
Like so many memories, and it's very hurtful. You know, it is, because you're not a part of that world anymore, you know, and you don't know, there's nothing you can do, and you can't just show up, can you? I don't know if you've not been a part of that world for 20 odd years, but
people do, though. People do, like we're talking about culture, traditions, people, being brought up in a certain way. Even if people stop talking to people or whatever, they still do. And I don't know if it's more to do with showing sign of respect. Some people will say it's because of that, or is it because I don't want to be seen as a bad person? That do you know what I mean? I don't want people to be talking and going, "Oh my God, that person didn't even give what a horrible person that person." Many people, what is the intention of it?
Yeah,
that's the thing.
Once ages ago, I did that once before I showed up, and it was the worst experience I had, because I had a lot of people saying things to me, whether I was walking past them, whether it was,
Exactly.
And I wouldn't do that again, and especially
why would you want to make the same mistakes twice?
That was quite.
You go in a place where people
already.
You go there to pay your respects and do the right thing that you feel, and then people make comments, make you feel uncomfortable, say things that you wish that you wasn't there. So why would you want to go and jump into that and do the same thing again?
The people
and who is going to turn around and go, "Thank you so much for coming. That's so nice of you."
First, you got to put this front on and turn up, and I know how hard that would be anyway when you've not been in the picture for 20 odd years. It'd be really hard to do that, and then having to just God knows who's going to say what. It's just
see. I've been
Yeah, go
Okay.
on. Sorry.
No, you carry on.
It was, yeah, it was just that, like, having that time to myself. I was like, you know what, I deal with it in such a different way. Like before, last time I was so, I think, overly emotional, but then I was still going through a lot, and I know I'm still on this journey of, I don't think anyone's really healed, but I'm on this journey where so much has changed about me, and that side of me, the emotion side, that because you laugh at me sometimes thinking I'm broken because I would have reacted in a different way.
Yeah.
So knowing this, it does. It's like inside, I'm like, because it's a very close family member.
Yeah.
And there's so many beautiful memories. And, you know, it's sad, but I'm looking at it in such a different way, like so differently. And I think having time to myself, I don't feel like I have to show up anywhere for anyone. Having time to myself and having those thoughts, and seeing the good in the person, regardless of if there was any, memories that weren't very good before.
There's always good and bad in everyone, and there's always good and bad memories in
but I
every
think with
single person.
what we went through with I don't even look at that, so I don't even look. I just think that there were good memories, and you just think, just blessed to have that person in my life, when there were so many good memories. Blessed to have that person in my life, and even if I wasn't I don't know, it was just, it's one of those things. It's a bit. That's what happened this week, anyways. I thought I'd give a lowdown. So it's crazy when you're doing social media.
Not only that, it's not just crazy when you're doing social media. It's also crazy when you decide to take yourself, or not everyone has the option, okay, to take yourself away from other people, like family members or friends. Not everyone has the option and does that. Some people get disowned. Some people, like for whoever they choose to be, that could be their job, their profession, could be the relationship they choose. So some people can, like, we don't want nothing to do with you. So how do you go back and go, oh, okay, can I be accepted just for this moment? Haven't been around you all that time, but now that somebody's passed, can I just come and pay my respects? And like, that's what the thing is you're saying. And you've been in that situation before where you've already tried to pay your respects and do something that you deemed grown up in a certain way, told your culture, tradition, the right way, do what's best, or that you've been told. And then you do that, and then you still get treated like crap for doing it. So then you look at it and you're going, well, God, just how, why should I do that? Myself. And then, the reason why I was going to go, because this wasn't the subject we're going to go about, but taking from Sreet's thing, if I take it to mine, which Sreet supported me last year, was it? Yeah. I went on to a similar situation. I'm not
Same thing. It was on TikTok
and again, it was like from TikTok, and someone really close to me passed, but we haven't met for quite some time. But we grew up together, and obviously it was hurtful, painful, and so many thoughts, feelings, emotions that go. And again, I don't talk to people, so I don't interact, I don't talk, I don't go. It doesn't, I've moved away from all that. I live my life my way, and so when that happened, and we found out again through TikTok. Sri and my daughter basically very supportive, very emotional for you, very supportive, really... saying, look, we know the situation, look, if you want to go, we'll come with you. And I pondered, I thought, because it's not an easy thing, certainly with the way that you've been brought up. And I'm only saying this because there could be other people out there who have been in situations where either they're disowned, or the people around them made them always feel that they didn't fit in, so they're no longer part. But when these kind of times come, and they always will come in everyone's life, you have to make a choice and a decision. Sometimes you can turn up and things will be fine. They'll be glad that you came, and people will be appreciative. That, oh my God, you thought, you're still family. Then other times people make you feel like crap. And for me, it was, what if I was going, who would I have been going for? I knew of this person that, was close to me. I knew of their partner and kids, but I didn't know them personally. I know that they had them. I met them, but I've nothing interacted that, But if I was going to pay my respects to anyone, it'd probably be them.
Yeah.
And then it was like the person that, for me, that I would have probably wanted to know that I was there, regardless of anything, was the person who passed away. But the person who passed away isn't going to know that I was there. And if for anyone else, it would have been, I'm just there to again show that I'm the good, typical traditional Indian boy who's been raised right, doing the right thing, coming up regardless of if he wants to talk to people or if he's going to be uncomfortable talking to, like, you know, I don't need to answer people's questions, because I've been in situations where I've done functions and events myself, and or I've been to places, and people always come and start, instead of talking, you know, celebrating, enjoying, whatever, start questioning me for the choices I've made in my life,
Yeah.
which has no relevance of whatever we were dealing with or doing at the time. And and many of these people who did it had no say in my life. They never raised me, never did anything for me. They just felt like because they were somehow related, that they have the authority to come and speak to me and ask me these questions that are personal to me. And I'm sure many people have that.
Yeah, yeah.
Right? So I was like in the situation and going, I don't want to be in a situation where I'm made to feel, you know, like I'm disrespectful or I'm, you know, there's something wrong with me by saying to people, I haven't come here for you guys.
Yeah.
I haven't come here to speak to all you people. I've come for here for either this person, you know, who's close to me, his partner and his kids, or his parents. I've come for them. I haven't come for anyone else.
Yeah.
So please don't talk to me.
Yeah.
But did you know, if you end up doing that,
Yeah.
then people start thinking you've got attitude or you've got a problem. But I haven't come for anyone else. I've just come for these people. You know, so I made the biggest choice at that time was, and it was difficult because it was the first big one for me, that I'm not doing it. I'm not going to put myself in a place that I'm going to make myself feel uncomfortable, or I'm going to allow people to, because at the end of the day, if I don't talk to people, they're going to think there's something wrong with him and I'm being rude and disrespectful. They're going to talk about me anyway.
Yeah.
So if I'm not going there, they're going to talk about me anyway. So they're going to talk regardless. But I still want to pay my respects. So what we did was, as a family, and I said, look, if this is a situation that it's going to be always, and maybe other people, if you're in the same situation, we
Find a different way.
Find a different way.
That's
Basically, we want to just pay respects to that person, and we found a way that we can, like, as a family, can do that. We're not there to, like, you know, show the world that we're nice, we're decent. Look at us, we're still turned up and done something wonderful.
We've done that side
right?
where we've wanted to be.
It wasn't about the people, and it wasn't about people pleasing. It was like, God knows what we did, and that person who's no longer here will know that, you know, thought of him, and, you know, we did whatever was right. That.
Can I say what we did?
If you want, I just didn't think that you wanted to say. So
No.
that's why I didn't
because
say.
Because it was really hard for that. That was really difficult to find out, and it was hard for, even when your daughter, like, you know, she was leaving for uni, and she was just like, God, dad's the similar age, you know. So she starts thinking, I don't want to leave for uni. Oh my God, my dad, like, he's on his own. He hasn't got no one to, you know, talk to regarding this. No one who knows that person as much as he does.
No, to confide in.
Consolidating, yeah, exactly. So we went to the temple, and it was just lovely.
Yeah.
Went to the Gurdwara.
Yeah.
We had langar together.
Yeah.
And you sat there and you spoke to us about lovely, like, memories you have. Well, I think one was in particular your birthday, where that person was, you know, they stayed the night with you as well. Like, the family all came, and, you know, and it was just so beautiful to do that.
Because I also want to go to the Gurdwara where we both had been together.
Yeah.
So, you know, so it was a place that we'd actually shared memories together.
Yeah.
So it was like, I'm in that space, but we're at that, you know, but at the same time, it was like, you know, saying to him, thank you for the memories, thank you for being there.
Yeah.
You know, and stuff like that. But and that's it.
Yeah.
And it was quite, but I had the people that I could be myself in front of.
Yeah.
You know, and
it was emotional.
And in God,
and I think you've got to get to that stage as well, like, because it's like the thought of everybody else and how they will be thinking about you, and, you know, you're not showing up and all of that played a lot as well. Like, you know what it's like, but it was like a battle, wasn't it? But then doing the right thing for yourself, you know, where you felt.
And I do think many people go through this battle in life.
And I think that's why it's good to talk to, because there's going to be a lot of people who've, you know,
who don't fit in,
who've either been abandoned or just don't get on with the family member and don't turn up, or have turned up, and it's been, you know, crazy stuff that's happened at places like this. Because I remember the youngest I was when one of the closest family members, he was like my best friend, my everything, Baji, he passed away. It was a terrible experience to know what had gone on his funeral. And I think this is a funeral. So you know, I just don't understand how these things can happen. It was a really bad a situation that had gone on there, where people were having arguments and it was really loud and stuff. And it's not the time of day.
No. And that's the one thing, when it's like events like weddings, funerals, or whatever it might be, people, and this is what we're saying is, sometimes people don't think, just like writing a message on TikTok whilst you're working on that, people don't think that, is this the right time and the place?
Yeah.
To have these conversations. Come and why don't you talk to so and so? Why don't you talk to so and so? Heard this is going on in your family. What's going on here? You're like, they set the time and the place. If you want to talk about this personal stuff, you come to my house or you give me a call. They said, I ain't got your number. Well, if you ain't got my number, then there's a reason why you haven't got my number.
Yeah.
Because I haven't gave it you. So, which means that you shouldn't be talking to me anyway. But the thing is, everyone just assumes that, well, we've got a right to, have a say in your life. No, you don't. I don't care how you're related. You don't.
No.
You know what I mean? You don't pay my bills. You're not there when I'm going through my struggles. You have no right to tell me, what I'm doing is right, wrong, or whatever. And the thing is, and that's what ends up happening with most people is, again, you come from somewhere and you've been brought up a certain way and you're thinking, if I don't do that, then there's me. You feel guilty. You feel bad. People are going to talk about you regardless. Regardless of what you do. People are going to talk about you. They're going to hate you. You turn up, they're going to find something to talk about. You don't turn up, they're going to find something to talk about. You do something in a certain way, it's the same thing. It's just the way life is.
Yeah.
So you just got to do, what's best. Don't put yourself in an awkward situation. And that's what, with anything in life, and now, even now, seeing youngsters in their 20s are still going through this, looking confused, can't ask questions to, their parents or their grandparents because it is just the way it's done. We said so. You can't ask. You just got to do this. And they're doing it, and then their partners are doing it the same way. Why are we doing this? It could be a girl saying to like the husband, or husband saying to the wife, because this is how it's done. This is how, or everyone, this is what my family does. Yeah. This is the way. And you're going, but why? Why do we have to? You know what I mean? Without being rude and disrespectful, that, why are we doing this? Certain things, fine, I understand, but it's okay to also adapt, change, because things do.
Yeah.
There's so many things that happen this day and age. They weren't culture, they weren't traditions, but people have made it part of the culture and tradition because they've just gone, well, it's okay. So it's okay when it suits somebody, but it's not okay when it suits, probably the younger generation. No, but you lot can't change it. But if we want to change it, we can.
Yeah.
Well, who made you boss? You know what I mean? Sorry. I think that's my thing. It's just like, nah, I'm not going to listen to you. I'll just do my thing my way. Don't care what you say. But that's it. That's where we were going.
Yeah. Well, we didn't know where we were going. I think we've covered like things that have happened, and it's become a podcast where people that relate to the things that people have been asking us throughout the week.
Troubled things always come into your life, regardless of anything. If you've got family and you got support, great on you. You know what? Appreciate it. Be grateful.
Yeah.
And and if you're happy with your circumstances, in the way that you've been brought up, how everyone else is, your partner, you both accept everything. And, it makes you, your kids and everyone happy, then stick to it. Then do it. It's great. If it works for you, it works for you. It's when people criticize other people for being different or not doing things in the way that they've been told what to do and going, there's something wrong with you. And you get that. You get that on our TikTok, not just with us, but with others. Oh, you like thinking like this. You like doing this. You ain't a proper Indian. You ain't a proper Hindu. You ain't a proper Sikh. You ain't a proper Muslim. Like going, what? Just because you like being brought up a certain way and people telling you that this is the way, it doesn't always mean that this is the way. It just means that you was clueless from the beginning. You're willing to listen to other people and do whatever you've been told. You're not willing to think for yourself, make your own choices. Fine, accept the things that Like now, my father was brought up going, hey, it's okay for a woman to iron your clothes, cook the food, look after the kids, but But the women didn't work then. They that was their role in their job. But now when they're going to work and they're doing that, which wasn't part of culture or tradition and all that, now aren't things supposed to change then?
Yeah.
So you can't have that and that.
Yeah.
And then, and then if they making more money than you, then does that mean you go and sit at home and look after the kids? Would you be okay? Many fathers would be. I wouldn't mind. But it doesn't make me less than those guys, well, men's supposed to work and you sitting at home. Says who?
I think it's lovely for the women that actually accept that as well, because there's nothing wrong with a man sitting at home and having the kids, and he's happy to do it. I've seen many
Yeah,
people,
I would be-
I've seen lovely guys
Yeah,
on TikTok,
and I would be
who
happy-
show that side of their
I'll
life.
say to Sweet now, she was making more money than me doing what we do than what I make. I'll be cool with it. I'll be happy. Yeah, that's cool. Brilliant. I say to her, if I don't have to do half the stuff, I'll cook the food. I'll clean the house. I'll look after the kids. Doesn't bother me.
Yeah.
We're a team.
Yeah.
And you just keep on growing and making each other better and making sure you got each other's back. That's what it's supposed to be. And same thing with your kids. It's not our job. Our job is to raise them right, but it's not our job to make them live by our rules, our way. They've got to find their partners, create their own lives, and make that great. Yeah. And if they're going to keep on going, well, this was the way that our parents did it. This is what we were told. We're right, you're wrong. This is how it's always been. It's not going to work. You got to change with the times and grow and make everything better. And that's what we tell everyone. Or maybe that's what people love about us when they come on our TikToks or they look at our videos, that we don't go with the norm. We're willing to just live our life our own way and going, it's okay, to be happy doing what you do in the way that you do it. And sometimes things will be difficult, and we've been through ours as well. But instead of getting angry with each other, going, oh my God, because of you or because of me, oh, this is how we should have done it. You're going, okay, how can we change and adapt and make the situation different? How can we still deal with it and still be okay and move forward? So we're not beating ourselves up or feeling guilty or feeling bad or taking out on each other. We're in it as a team. Let's deal with the situation.
Which we would have done when we were involved in the whole society.
When we were younger, our mindset and thinking would have been like everyone else's, and we'd have done everything to please people and to look like the good children or the good people.
It's only since we've taken ourselves away from it all
now
that we've learned to grow and deal with things our own way.
Find
ourselves.
And the main thing you'll learn is, even if you listen or you don't listen, you do, you don't do, people are always talking about you, and they always will. It's just the way it is. So it's up to you if you want to let that affect you and you want to keep on doing just to please. They'll still talk about you. So we just took ourselves away. Anyway,
I think that's it. That's today's podcast done. I think we've spoken a lot.
Yep.
Yeah, I did have things I wanted to talk about, but I think it'll be more of a fun, uplifted one. The one that we did actually discuss that we were going to talk about. See, that's we never script anything. It just goes off with what just happened earlier today. We were on TikTok Live, but we did discuss what we were going to talk about today.
Anyway, I hope this
I feel like this is more interesting as well.
Connected with people, because you got to learn a bit about us, also our sort of way of thinking. And again, guys, honestly, we're not there trying to tell people that we're better than anyone or
how to live,
or you got to do what we do. It's nothing like that, or that your way is wrong. The whole thing of us, whatever we talk about, is your way is right if you're happy with it. Yeah. That's what we're trying to say.
I do, however, I do love when people come on, like today. There's such beautiful things. Like, I love listening to you. It's like you like family, like tuning into family, and I think that's just beautiful.
Yeah, and that's the thing. The thing is, the people who relate to us and they listen to us and they like what we say because of how we are, that's our family. Those are people who connect to us. Other people won't, and many do come, and we just go, well, go. Go and find the people you want to listen to that talk your talk, walk your walk. We don't, obviously. Yeah. But we ain't going to change just because you don't like us.
Yeah.
Who are you to us?
We've tried to fit in all these years.
Doesn't matter to us.
It's not happening again.
And I think that's what people like.
Doesn't benefit anyone.
Because there's many people out there who are still having to please people, do things in a certain way, and they've gone, we're done. We just want to be happy, with whatever we've got, and be grateful for that and create our own life. Those are our people, and that's what you should be.
Now I just need, you know what, my eyes are just drawing over there. My cocktail. I just need a sip of that.
Anyway, guys, I'm going to let her have her sip, but we're going to say goodbye to you
Goodbye
guys.
to you guys.
Hope you guys enjoyed the podcast. Let us know what else to talk about, and we'll see you on the next one.
See you on the next one.
Bye.
Bye.